So the next story is indeed a true life adventure where I'm going to invite my storytelling partner, James Nelson Lucas, to come on up and join me for a honest-to-goodness, real-life, true adventure. This story starts quite a number of years ago when James and his wife
and Patty and her husband,
well, we went camping.
Yes, we went on an adventure to see national parks. We all love the national parks. Oh, yes, we do.
National Park is one of the best places to have true life adventures. And, well, we had liked a number of national parks, but we arrived at the Grand Teton National Park that is in Wyoming.
Wyoming, yes. And when we were there, we found out something very exciting, that at that time, Yellowstone was Grand Tetons was one of the very few national parks in the system would allow junior ranger badges for all ages. Hey, we're all ages.
We are. So now I'm just going to tell you, since then the national parks have become more open-minded, and many places you can become a junior ranger. But at that time, it was only at the It was only at the Tetons National Park that one could do this. And so first of all, we grabbed a book.
Oh yes, they gave us a guidebook, and with the guidebook, we have to go all through the park. We have to find animal tracks. We have to go to the museums and look at exhibits. We have
you could go to a ranger talk. You might have a campfire time. You might have to do a find a word. It was quite grueling as we went through.
And when you're done with the entire book, you take it back to the ranger station.
And you say, we have finished. Said, are you ready to take the Junior Ranger pledge?
Oh my gosh.
Raise your hand. So, we said, after him, I promise to appreciate, protect, and protect our national parks.
Let's do that one more time, too. Appreciate, respect, and protect our national parks.
Okay, well, the coolest thing, it was very exciting, it was a moving moment. Then they handed over our Junior Ranger hats. Now we found out later you could also get a Junior Ranger badge and a Junior Ranger patch. You could make a career of becoming Junior Rangers in many places, and it was kind of moving and really pretty nice. Well, time went by, and the next summer, well actually the next early summer, we decided to go camping a little closer to home at
Sequoia National Park
in California.
We went to Sequoia National Park in California. It was beautiful, but as Patty said, it was very, very early in the season. As a matter of fact, we were there the very opening day of the campgrounds. It had been closed for winter. We were there the very first day.
So, a lot of other people were there too. It was actually, even though it was the beginning of June, there was like snow there, and I was thinking like, I hope this is going to work out, but we were ready, and well, we had to stand in line.
That's right, there's a line just to get a campsite.
Yes, all going on, and while we stood in line, Ranger came and he gave some instructions.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember this is bear country. Bears roam wild here. They have been locked up all winter long, and they have had their little baby cubs. These little cubs had not even seen another human being until you people have arrived, so be very careful with the bears. Remember, bears will eat anything. They will smell anything, and they will eat it. So everybody gotta put all your food in the bear locker. Keep it safe locked in the bear locker. Don't leave food out on the table if you're not eating it. Put the food away. Don't leave your deodorant around or toothpaste. Bears will eat any of it. Put it all in the bear can. Remember, a fed bear is a dead bear.
Well, none of us wanted to be responsible for a dead bear. But luckily, we were actually pretty experienced campers.
We'd seen bears before.
And we knew they had these kind of fancy locker things, and you put your cooler in there, you put everything in there, and
It's all steel, lights up like a drum. Bear can't get in.
right, and it's kind of a complicated latch. And
Sometimes
so,
in the middle of the night you can't get in.
right, we had it all in there. We had a very nice dinner, had cleaned up our campsite, and we were just sitting around having a little cup of coffee when suddenly we heard a ruckus. So, of course, we immediately went towards that because...
Gotta find out what that is.
What would you do?
Right towards the noise. Right towards the noise.
So we got over there and we saw there was a couple sitting there, and they had a big bag of marshmallows, which they laid down on the picnic table.
For just a second. That's all it takes.
And meanwhile, a mama bear, 2 cubs came running in, got the marshmallows they were eating.
And when the commotion started, the baby bears, right up the tree.
Oh my gosh, they were freaked out, they were scared. It was terrible. Well, the camp host came on over. Nothing to see here, people. Go back to your campsites. Don't leave the marshmallows around. All going on.
Everybody goes back to their campsite, backs away so that the bear can come back down out of the tree and go
back
home
in the forest. Well, that was going on. We were shaking our heads as we were walking along, but
they had the whole thing. The ranger came up and said, fed bear, he said, lock everything, not even for a sec. They didn't listen.
But so as James and I were walking, our spouses were there in front of us. They were over there talking with, a group of, looks like dads.
Yeah, it looks like there was probably 4 or 5 families gathered together in this large camp area.
And we had watched them earlier when we were walking by going to the bathroom. They did not look like they were skilled campers. They had real problems putting up their tent and all going on.
Yeah, it turns out they had never been camping before, ever at all with their families, and never ever, of course, in bear country.
Well, they were explaining hysterically to my husband, James's wife, said, our kids are freaked out. We took them here. We're going to have commute with nature.
All these people just screaming and yelling, and they've locked themselves in the RV. They don't want to come out. We might have to go home.
Oh my gosh. So we said, oh man, okay, that's not how you want to introduce children to camping. And then while we were going through thinking how could we help them, James's wife Sia said, these 2 could go in and help you guys. We're storytellers. And said, we are storytellers. We're storytellers.
We called it a pitch if you need.
We could do that, yeah. So we walked up, we knocked on the window, which lowered down, and we could see in there a bunch of just shivery, nervous-looking kids who were locked in this, it wasn't quite an RV, it was like a really big van that was in there.
And one of the dads said to the kids, hey, there's some rangers here to talk to you.
We said, Ranger? We were going to tell them a story, Rangers. But then we remembered, we are junior Rangers. Yes. So we said, yes, hello children. It was time for an emergency Ranger preparedness talk.
That's right, talking about the bears. Hello kids, hi, you look like you're very scared. Don't worry. The bears are more scared of you than they are of them. Really, it's true. That's why they ran up the tree.
Well, and we said, who here is feeling afraid? Every kid in there raised their hand.
Except for this one middle school kid.
No, I'm not afraid. What are you doing in this van here? But
protecting the little one.
So we said, okay, we got to give them some information. Said, you know what? What are you afraid of? Bears are going to eat us.
No, bears do not eat children. They mostly little bears. They mostly eat berries and small insects. They not interested in eating you at
Maybe
all.
salmon if you had some salmon.
Oh.
But they do pay attention to if they smell food around, they might come.
They will come and eat they will smell the food from miles away.
And a kid said, does that mean we should take the hot Cheetos out of our tent?
Oh yes, definitely the hot Cheetos. None of that in the tent.
So the kids started making a list of the candy bars, the hot Cheetos, and the granola bars, and they're like, yeah, those should come on out. But You know what? The deal is with bears, you know, that mama bear there, she was just trying to protect her babies, just like your mom might do. So bears don't want to hurt you. We just want to give them some space and leave them alone.
Yeah, should we tell them that more people are injured by deer every year than bears?
No, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. So finally, kids asked a few more questions, calmed down, and one of them said, I think let's go back to our campfire. I said, oh, good idea. So they all got out, and there was a lot of them in there. They trotted back. Somebody got out a guitar, and they started playing Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. We all went, oh, okay, that's a good thing. Well, in the morning, we got up, and a couple of the dads came over and said, oh, we want to thank you so much. We thought this was probably the last time we were ever going to go camping. We had one more idea. What do you think about if we should take some raw hamburger and put it like in the road and we could take some good pictures? I said,
No, it all goes in the bear locker.
Put it in the bear locker. Don't do that. So the dads didn't do that. They all made plans that they were going to come back and go camping again. And as we left, we congratulated ourselves and said, that was another good time for Storytellers!